Hello everyone, DEFCON back here again, and today I'm going to do Qwop. If any of you have not heard of Qwop, it is a flash game that you can find on the internet. Just type Qwop in Google and you will find it. So basically what it is it's a runner, and you try to maintain the balance of the runner as you push him forward down the track. I can only make it about 2 meters in the actual game itself, so yeah, it's not a very fun game for me to play, but a lot of people like it still, so let's show you how to remake that in Little Big Planet here. So let's start by making the body. It's just a long sort of circular piece there, and then the first part of the leg, or the calf, or the thigh, and then the calf, which is a thin layer. And then also we'll add a foot. The one thing we won't be adding that's in the actual Flash game is the body has arms on it to maintain a bit of upper balance, but we're not going to add that in. We'll just use a gyroscope to level it out. Okay, so for our thighs or our hips and our knee joints, we're going to use wobble bolts. So for the first wobble bolt, I'll just slap that on there at 90 degrees, and actually, you know what, I'll just slap them on here as they are. So I haven't set anything up on the wobble bolts yet. And we're going to need to make 2 legs, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just disconnect the body from that for now. And for the ankle joint, I just use a spring, right here, spring bolt, and set it to about 70% strength. That's pretty good. Alright, now, first thing I need to do is copy the leg. And then take the bolt off the copied leg and just bring it onto the body. Now, you see I moved the leg behind the body. There's actually still no connection yet. I need to connect on the, click on the bolt and then reconnect it, or just click the body and then just place it down on top of this material. So I'll click the body, and then when I place it again, you're going to hear the sound. There you go. So that means it's now connected to this leg, and you can sort of check that just by unpausing it and deselecting it, and sure enough, it is connected. Okay, so that's that. Now let's just configure the back leg first while we're in here. I want the timing to be about 1 second, and no pause, and also make it forwards and backwards motion. It's very important to keep that in there. Other than that, that's pretty much the only settings you need for this. Now the knee joint is a bit different. You're going to set the ankles. The timing's pretty much the same as it is before, 1 second, but you're going to invert this knee joint. It's actually different. And set that one forwards and backwards. Now that's pretty much all set up. Take the other leg, place it on top of the body. You heard it snap in there. And set up the same settings here again. Now the reason why I didn't do this for each of them is that you lose your settings as soon as you take them off the body or put them back on there, so I just sort of figured, you know what, I'll just do them after I've put them on the body here. So, and you'll only figure that out when you actually go to do it yourself. Okay, now for the knee joints, I'm actually going to make them a 60 degree range, and then set the angle back. I'm going to set it between 15 and 0, or 30 and 0 at 15, and do the same for the other leg. Now I've already inverted this leg, if you've noticed that. I need the motion of that leg to go opposite its leg when we go to control it, which I'll show you in 2 seconds here, or we're going to build the control circuit. So let's first start by putting the remote down. The remote. Now again, just a couple basic settings you want to put on your remote. To streamline your testing, you want to make the radius a bit bigger than your entrance, so when you start the level and you have it on automatic enter, you'll just pop right into the cockpit and you're good to go. And then we just want to transmit on blue. That's pretty much it. Now let's see how this the legs move without me actually controlling the pronouns. It's actually not too bad. There is one problem I can see here, is that the hip legs, the back hip leg is not operating correctly. I don't think that's been set up right. That's good, that's good. What could it be? Ah, there we go. I had a pause in it. That was the problem. Okay. Just make sure that the other one doesn't have a pause. Alright, now to complete the circuit on the body. So just put a microchip on the body. Again, the first thing that I usually add is a controlinator to receive the commands I'm sending on the blue controlinator. Now this is very basic stuff here, setting up the controlinator. Even this circuit is actually super easy. I just thought it'd be nice to talk it through to you guys. So let's put some combiners down. Now that's the motion of Qwop. Is when you play Qwop, you push Q or W to control your calves, or sorry, your thighs, and you push O and P to control your calves. Now whenever you push Q, you always control both thighs, so you're never controlling one thigh independently of the other. You're always controlling either or. So they're either going one way or the other, doesn't matter what. And for the Q and W, we'll use the L buttons, because that's the left side of the keyboard when you're playing the game. We'll just stick those in the first combiner. And I'll stick my calf control into the second combiner. And that's it pretty much for the controls. We just connect them to the calf muscles and the thigh muscles, or the joints, and we're good to go. Now, some people are wondering how I made this piece of material here invisible. Actually, is when you have your pop-it cursor over the material, just push L2 and it will disappear right away. It doesn't go away, it just means you can select objects behind the piece that you can't see through, right, or that you now can see through. So it's very, very handy when you're building. If you want it to come back, just push L1 and all the pieces you've made invisible will reappear. Okay. I'm thinking that's pretty good. The only thing I want to add, well, two other things I need to add actually, is my stabilization, because I don't have the arms for the upper balancing. So I'll just put a simple gyroscope, set it to around 50, yeah, it comes set to 50, so that's good. And finally, so we can actually follow the player when we're playing the game, is a camera. Also very important for testing. So set the camera. As you notice, it was in widescreen there. Not too big of an issue, unless you actually want to control or use your remote. So make sure disabled controller is disabled, and that widescreen will also go away. So when I go to reselect my camera angle, you can see it's no longer there. Alright. Now I disable require all players because you never know, you might have somebody pop in just to see what you're doing, and you don't want to mess up your build by doing that. It's a very rare occurrence that you have to use that. Okay, so it looks pretty good. It looks like the calf and thighs are moving properly. So let's start by moving the thighs. As you can see, that works. And I'm just using my L buttons, and sure enough I've already fallen over because I wasn't using my calves. So let's try this. Alright, I think that's it. Nope. I can, as I said earlier, I can only make it about a meter in the computer game, so the fact that I can make it this far is pretty good. Now there's one problem I'm noticing actually right away, which is my knees are going forward a bit more than they should, if you can see that right there. And also, when I hold it, they're still operating. That means that one's not set to forward backwards. It's set to on off. Oh, I'm not doing the video again, don't care. Anyways. Cool. Now, in Qwop, actually, the other thing that they do is when you hit the, when there's an impact, your muscles do react to the impact. So I just add a bit of weakness to the knee joints. I'll actually let this guy walk forward a bit better. Okay, let's try that. Oh man, this is a nightmare. Okay, now for the fine-tuning part. I'm gonna reduce how fast these guys move. They're moving just a bit too fast. That's better. Whoa! So as you can see, it works. It's a bit hard to control, but it's still pretty cool. Crap. Anyways, I'm gonna get just really frustrated if I do this, so thank you everyone for watching the video, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out.